Hey there, today we are doing another Sudoku video, and I thought this time I'm gonna go back at showing some techniques because there's so basically I've shown all the techniques that I really know. There's actually a few more that are really kind of similar to the technique that we already seen, but slightly different. So I thought, yeah, I might as well discuss about them. So right here we having uh, we need to give each technique a name. Uh, the technique of maximum occupancy, we can apply it also to rows. And this is kind of interesting. So if we look at, so those two blocks right here, let me highlight this whole row, maybe in different color. So in this whole row, you can see that's where we can put two. Two cannot be anywhere here and two cannot be anywhere here. So therefore, there's only like those places for two. So um, that means that within this row you cannot have a 2 because basically that means that 2 occupies already this entire row and this entire row, this entire row and this entire row. Oops, what am I doing? So those two entire rows, they are occupied by 2 within those two boxes right here. So that means here you cannot have 2. Let me block it out. So that gives you an indication that 2 is going to be somewhere here. In this case, it won't matter so much because, yeah, it doesn't really help. But there are some cases where, it does help. Yeah, but let me just put it down to maybe a different color to make sure to know that it's green. So yeah, this is kind of important. It helps determine have only like a few cells available for one number. Like as you can see, like this, you could have figured out this by another method. Like if we look at this whole thing, uh, 2 cannot be here, so therefore this whole place is blocked. 2 cannot be here, so therefore this whole place is blocked. Therefore 2 had to be here. That's another way of seeing it. But again, if you have two ways of looking at the same problem, then it might be a little bit easier to figure it out. That's one of them. Here's another one. Uh, I don't have a name for this yet. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like the same concept of maximum occupancy, but you can. So basically, when you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, this is not maximum occupancy. This is a completely new technique, and I don't have a name for it yet. Let's come up with one. Um, okay, just call it the last technique. Because I don't have a name for it. The ultimate technique. So here you can see like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is very important. As soon as you see a box that is almost complete and then there's only like one row left, you can already tell what are the numbers are going to be here, optionally. So let's see, let's put it in red or maybe green. And out of those green numbers, what do we have? Let me put it here. We can have either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. So that means that 7, 8, 9 has to be somewhere in here, like, any order, either 7, 8, 9 or 7, 9, 8, 8 or 8, 7, 9. One of those three. But anyway, you know that 7 and 9 are going to be in here. So therefore, you can actually determine that out of all those boxes right here, you will never have 7, 8, or 9. And in this case, I put a situation where you can actually discover one number. Let's look at this box right here. 7 is blocked by here, 7 is blocked by here, therefore you're going to have 7 right here. No, it's not optional, it's for sure we have 7. Okay, up. This is the one we found. So you can see that this is really not obvious that you could have figured out 7 from here, but actually from this configuration, you can discover it. So that's actually a new technique that is good to know. Let's come up with a name for this new technique. The missing row. No, the missing. Yeah, the missing row. I mean, this is a row. I mean, it could work as column too, but let's just call it the missing row. The missing row, or extra technique for solving Sudoku. So the reason I didn't mention about this before is because I didn't really. I mean, I kind of knew it in the back of my mind, but I never really found a situation where it was obvious, so I kind of forgot about it. But I'm happy that I get to share it right now. So this is the missing row technique. So let's recapitulate. So missing row technique, when you have a missing row somewhere, just put those numbers in, and then you know that the rest of the way you're not gonna see any of those numbers, 7, 8, or 9, in this case. And the other technique, this is the maximum occupancy on lines. So this line. Should I really call like that? Yeah, okay. Maximum occupancy on line. So basically, those two lines can be occupied by only. Like if you have 2 between those 2 lines, then the last one you cannot have 2. So that's why 2 has to be here. Alright, so I hope that was helpful. Yeah, that's a new Sudoku technique. That's awesome. And see you next time for a new video. Ciao.